Well, hello there, everyone. It is good to see you again on this fine June day. How is everyone today? How are you? Johnny, Kick Up, PS, Losers, Tariq, Zane, Teo, Donisto, Melody. I didn't say that already. I got to start repeating names. John. I'm glad to hear everybody's doing great. I am also doing great. What did you do this past weekend? I'll tell you what I did. I was reunited with an old friend who's here with me today, cheering me on. Where is some guy? Some guy generally likes to stream in October for whatever reason. Some guy is not here today. I'll tell you what I did, though. In addition to that, you might be aware that Right Flyer Studios, the studio behind this game that we all play, Another Eden, the Cat Beyond Time and Space, is celebrating their 10th anniversary this year, and they were celebrating it in Akihabara with some live music and a showcase of a lot of their games, including this one. So I was out there listening to a live arrangement of some of our favorite songs from Another Eden and having a great time. Took a bunch of pictures. I will try to see if I can perhaps share them. Maybe I can share them. Maybe we'll see what happens. You might see something about it on the timeline at some point in the future. We'll just have to see. But enough about that. Enough about my own weekend plans. Let's get into this stream. Before I kick off, just a little bit of housekeeping. Of course, as always, for anybody who might be viewing the Japanese stream, please, no spoilers for this one. Okay? We all want to experience the reveal of maybe new locations, new music, new characters, new developments at the same time. So I please implore you not to spoil anything during and even after the stream. Just try not to spoil things. Generally, good life advice. You know what would not be a spoiler? Getting some free Chrono Stones. As you might be aware from a post we put up earlier today, we are doing a live stream campaign, and everybody will get Chrono Stones depending on the number of reactions on this post. Looks like this here in global in Japan. If we reached 5,000 reactions, we get 400 Chrono Stones, and if we reached 10,000 reactions, we get 500 Chrono Stones. And by the way, I can already say it would appear that 500 Chrono Stones at this point is guaranteed. So give yourselves a hand for that. We'll wait to see what the final numbers are. Now, let us talk about the update. Let us talk about the game. And this is, you know that an Another Eden Live episode is going to be good. Did I ever introduce myself? I'm Scott, your community manager for Another Eden, the Cat Beyond Time and Space. Hi. Anyway, you know one of these is going to be good when I've got a lot of musical cues to get through. The more musical cues I have, the more, the bigger the update, it seems. We're kicking off our first musical cue here. Let's set the tone. And as we know, we're here to talk about main story part 3. Let us recap real quick. Part 3, volume 2. In a scientifically advanced world populated by cat people, the Muse, the party pursues the truth of the winged beast alongside archaeologist Valette and her sidekick Gunts. Some of the key words, some of the things you'll want to remember, some of the sights, the keys from Volume 2, the Null Gear, and the Winged Beast. Now, this is We just finished with part 2. You can kind of remember the key visuals from part 1 there. Part 2. Part 3, volume 3 is next. This is what we're getting into right now. So without further ado, allow me to present to you the trailer for part 3, volume 3.
時のなる木は目覚め、翼持てる獣は解き放たれた。そして今、黄金の剣が久遠の輝きを得る。アルドお兄ちゃんがいつも言う通りだ。決してもう後には戻れない。前に進むしかないんだ。私たちは何があろうと。あの日届けられなかった思いはいつだって胸に響いてる。叶わなかった夢もなくしてしまった願いも私は忘れないよ。覚えてるよ、ずっと。
誰が呼んだか、狂人のジルファニー。命が惜しければそこをどきなさい。
どてっぱらに風穴開けてやろう。
汚れも悲しみも憎しみも嘘も疑いも遠く遠く手放して、その時魔の剣オーガデン、あなたは私に何を求めるの？封印の箱はついに開かれて、時が静かに倒れてゆく。
There you have it. Speaking of musical cues, just one moment here. What do you think? By show of hands, or show of comments, or show of hand emojis in the comments, if you want to see that trailer one more time, maybe somewhere around the end of the stream, let me know. We can maybe analyze it a little bit more, give you a chance to see what you can pick from it. Yeah, perhaps we can do that a little bit later on. We'll see how we're doing on time. I see plenty of hands. We can take a look at that later, but I do want to get to the meat of things before we do something like that. The Chronos Empire strikes back, part 3, Into the Hollow. The seal is broken and time begins to decay. I gotta tell you, you heard the Japanese voice of Jill, that revealed her name, Jilfunny, in the trailer there. I love the voice, both the Japanese and the English voice, for her companion. More on that later. But let's take a look at let's take a deeper look at this concept art. We have some comments from Kazuma Koda, creator of the main visual for Part 3, Volume 3. We saw earlier, I'm going to head back just real quick here. We saw earlier the key arts for Part 1 and Part 2 here. This is now the key visual for Part 3, and of it, Koda-san says, a city of crystal floating above the clouds. It's a truly magical setting, isn't it? For this piece, I used aerial shots taken from planes and images of crystals and ores from museums as reference material. I think my material gathering was worth it, looking at the result. The land is based off the Guyana Shield in South America, but unsurprisingly, I wasn't able to go see that for myself. That said, I have faith that Right Flare Studios will be sending me on a reference scouting trip any day now. Looking forward to it. As you can see, I think Kazuma Koda here has taken a page from the Scott book of trying to pressure Right Flyer Studios into doing things for you and getting the crowd on their side. Speaking of notes, speaking from notes from the dev team, we actually do have a message here from producer of the Japanese version, Hirasawa, and director, Takeshima. Please enjoy.
Hello everyone! 日本版プロデューサーの平沢です。
アナザーエイデンディレクターの竹島です。
竹島さんはグローバル版の放送は久々なんじゃないですか？
そうですね、久々にご出演させていただきました。
そうですよね。で、ちょっと竹島さんのことをご存じない方もいるかもしれないんで、簡単に自己紹介お願いできますか？
はい、アナザーエイデンのディレクターとして、制作全体の方を見ています。で、今日は世界中の皆様にメインストーリーの情報をお届けする放送ということでご挨拶に来ました。
ありがとうございます。今日はですね、第3部後編の、制作を見られているということなんで、ぜひ見どころとか注目してほしいところなんか教えてもらえますか？
はい。そうですね。また今回も新しい世界に行くんですけれども、新たな要素としてフィールドで魔法を使って探索をしたりとか、あとは天空に浮かぶ闘技場で強敵たちとバトルが待ち構えています。
はい、ありがとうございます。今回ですね、なんとシナリオ演出担当の加藤正人さんからのコメントをいただいておりますので、こちら読み上げさせていただきたいと思います。いつもアナザーエデンを応援してくれてありがとう。いよいよ第3部後編です。これまでの鬼人、猫人の世界からさらに石化人の世界へと舞台を変えて、物語はいよいよ巨児層の謎の佳境へと突入していきます。新たに仲間となる狂人と呼ばれるジルファニーやそのバディのピータンと一緒にどうか楽しんでプレイしてください。
加藤さんも佳境への突入と言われてますけど、後編のラストでは驚きの展開があって、まさにクライマックスを迎えますので、ストーリーの方もじっくりと楽しんでいただきたいです。
そうですね。メインストーリーを含めて、今後もアナデンを世界中で盛り上げていきたいと思いますので、よろしくお願いいたします。
はい。それでは最後まで番組をお楽しみください。
バイバーイ。
Thank you very much, Hirasawa-san, Takeshima-san. Now let's get into the story. After wandering into the Hollow Time Lair, Aldo and friends have adventured across the mech world and the Mew world, witnessing the rebirth of the Tree of Time and the appearance of the winged beast. Now they have traveled even further across time, to the skybound magical realm of the rocks. Together with the sword guard Kaminsarg, they must solve a series of brutal murders and search for the secret of the Golden Sword. The cross of God will be shattered by the Golden Sword, the Tree of Time, and the Winged Beast. Only then will the gates of true paradise be opened to us. The Hollow Time Lair stirs. Pong Poom, you're not too late. We're just getting started. You did miss the trailer for Part 3, Volume 3, but we are just kind of getting into the meat of things here, introducing the story, introducing the characters. In a certain sense, you're right on time. Speaking of introducing Part 3, the location, Part 3 Volume takes place in Reflect, as in he protect, he attack, but most importantly, he reflect. This is a land where you, in the sky, where you can meet rocks. Now let's take a look at some of the featured characters. You already saw one in the trailer, Jilfunny, voiced by Alexander Grelf. Jilfunny belongs to a race of humanoid mineral life forms known as rocks. You noticed, some of you, while the trailer was playing, noticed her blue hair. You notice it's a little bit more solid than hair that you're used to seeing. She is the eldest daughter of the Sword Guard, a bloodline connected to the Hollow's legend of the Golden Sword. After falling out with her brothers, she chose to live in Illusia Land. There, she was accused of a grisly murder and is now commonly known as Jilfunny the Butcher by the angry and fearful public. And now for her sidekick, Piggy, a primordial life form of the rock world. A certain event led him to meet with Jilfunny, and he's traveled with her ever since. In contrast to his appearance, he's a refined but somewhat negative fellow. I will get pro tip. This is Piggy's eyes when they're closed. This is what Piggy's eyes look like closed. I can already tell I'm going to love Piggy. With the fluffiest, perhaps the sidekick with the fluffiest tail? I mean, probably the character with the fluffiest tail so far in Another Eden history. So let's read a comment from the creator, Yuka Sato. I designed Jilfunny to have an inorganic, almost doll-like quality in order to make her seem less human-like. She has a very smooth, slender body and a desaturated skin tone. And when you have a doll, of course you want to dress it up. You want her to sparkle. So I put a lot of effort into her clothing. Her skirt is meant to evoke a flower or a butterfly. I also had fun giving her lots of fancy accessories that would only be possible in a world of magic. She has a sword, magic, and gem theme. And of course, a large fluffy friend. I think even grown-ups must get a thrill from a combination like that. The relationship and the world around them is very wonderful, so I hope you have fun adventuring in this new, exciting world with the two of them. What are your thoughts? First impressions of Jilfunny. My palace is visible today. I wanted to represent the No-Paw shirt. I haven't done that in a really long time. And when this is not visible, this is also invisible. So there was another character that I think many of you spied in the trailer there. Someone with whom we're already very familiar. Fine, the daughter of the cosmos reborn, is getting another style. Pause for applause. We have more comments about Fine. Designer Shunu Che, who says, I worked closely with Kato-san in the process of designing Fine's another style. Kato-san was very particular about her hairstyle. Especially, it was tricky to design her clothes, which express Fine's strong wishes about who she wants to be. But I think they came out very well, expressing her pure and cute appeal. She looks more mature now, while carrying over some of the design elements from her 4-star design, the cats included, and she's more covered up now, too. Now let's meet some more characters, some new characters. More new characters. Jilfunny is, of course, a new character. Here's some more new characters from the rock world. We have Kamansarg, a member of the Sword Guard and a rock living in Jasmine, which we'll learn more about later. He makes a living hunting monsters and other creatures. And Amelie, a descendant of the Flower Guard and the young leader of the Runevale's Republic's Council of Gear. Just to give you kind of a general idea, these are the kinds of people that you'll be able to meet in Reflect. People and cats, excuse me. Far be it from me to exclude the feline companions of this world. Some of the locations, as we said earlier on in the story synopsis, this adventure takes place in the sky. So let's look specifically at one of the places, and as we do, I'm going to cue up yet another bit of music. I'm going to say this is one of my personal favorite tracks from the new from this new update. The song, as we can see over there on the other side of this screen, Field Song 1, Crystal Capital Jasmine by Kan Inoue. And here we can see some of the art, the feel of Jasmine. Thoughts? Why don't I actually turn this music up a little bit? We could just listen to it for a little bit. I really appreciate the that little flourish towards the end. Really kind of felt like a mineral cave in there. Very, crystal vibes. Some of the locations around this area: the Kirdis Forest and Parmonia Meadows. And now let's introduce a new location, a new town, and yet another musical track. While we enjoy this slide, I'll just turn up the music one more time. So as it says over here on the other side of the screen, this side? Yeah, this side. This is Field Song 2, Imure, composition by Takeshi Yamagami. And kind of looking around further, we have the Sword Hall, which I'm not sure I'd want to meet the interior decorator of this particular location. But it's impressive nonetheless. And then finally we have the Light Spark Tree and Fairy Blossoms. How about it? All right, let us talk about the new systems and tracks. We have another musical cue here. So, first new system, Field Magic. This magic is different from that used in the time layer Aldo and his friends are from. It can move giant objects easily, show the truth of things, and even alter forms. Magic can be learned by anyone who absorbs magic from this world and reads a magic tome, and then you can use it in the field. Make this powerful magic yours as you explore. The Tower of Wisdom. The Tower of Wisdom, by the way, I'll turn the music up for a closer listen in just a moment. But the Tower of Wisdom a venue for a tournament of mages from across the sky, each vying to be the best. After a chance meeting, Aldo finds himself entered into the tournament as a contestant. Will he be able to withstand the fierce competition? What glories await him at the pinnacle of magic? Enjoy thrilling battles against some pretty eccentric yet powerful opponents. And Planty Island, I think you saw these cute little guys in the trailer. There was just a brief moment that showed them running by. More about them. After discovering the mysterious life forms known as Lycas, Aldo and Fine received a request from a certain rock. That request is to seek out the Lycas around the world and bring them to the mysterious floating Planty Island. Who is this rock, and what are they really after? There will be some new content in the future around this in future updates, so look forward to that. Now, as for this track is a composition by Shigeki Hayashi called Kairomix. Let me actually, we're almost all the way through it. So I'm just gonna talk over it a bit, ask you real quick, what do you think? What is your first impressions of these new systems, the new towns? Change one to green, and we got a traffic light. All right, let me turn up the music. We'll give the music a proper listen to. Once again, I feel like a DJ. I feel like a radio DJ doing this. Turning down the volumes. And once again, that was Shigeki Hayashi with Kairomix here on Another Eden Live. Maybe I missed my calling. So that's Shigeki Hayashi with Kairomix. Let's bring that down. We're going to come back here with this music once again. In order to start main story part 3 volume 3, you will need to clear main story chapter 104. Wow, we have 104 chapters already, and class change Fine into her 4-star class Mighty Maiden. If anybody has neglected Fine, first of all, how dare you? Second of all, please change Fine to her 4-star class as soon as you can. We can get rolling. Now, this is the question that I ask just about every stream. Once again, what is the one thing on your mind at this moment? Not the one thing. I'm sure there are a lot of things on your mind. The release date. When is it coming out? Yes, that is the first thing generally that people want to know. Version 3.8.0, main story part 3, Into the Hollow, volume 3, releases June 6th. According to my wrist, that is 2 days from now. Look at that little fluffy tail. Look at that fluffy tail. We'll see more of that soon. Now, speaking of 3.8, we've got some update info. We met a certain character a little while ago. Let's get to know her a little better.
This sword swings only to protect. I will not run from a fight. Okay, Piggy, let's do this.
Don't gotta tell me twice.
I will rise to the occasion. Part 3, Into the Hollow. The Kronos Empire strikes back. Another Eden. The cat beyond time and space.
Don't gotta tell me twice. I love that. I absolutely love that. Now, it's time for everybody's favorite crunchy Another Eden Live segment. That's right, it's time for another Backy's Battle Tips. This is the part where I kind of black out while I try to focus on my breathing and read you a bunch of data about Jilfunny, characters and their new abilities and skills. This time, the focus is Jilfunny and her sidekick, Piggy. All right, so Jilfunny, a water-type attacker specializing in single-target attacks, grab victory with her sidekick. Here are her skills. Estelle, when in front line at battle, start with 4 water characters in the front line. Stack Estelle on user. When Estelle is stacked, some skills gain additional effects. So that's kind of the first tip: is bring a water crew with you so that you can get that stack right away. Zone ability point drill. Stack 1 point drill whenever an ally deals damage with a single target attack. Consume 3 point drill whenever an ally deals damage with an all enemy attack. Water type attack damage is boosted based on the number of stacks. Since all enemy attacks consume so much point drill, I recommend using single target attacks as much as possible to stack point drills and aim for higher damage. Alright. With a stealth stack, take advantage of Sacred Water Stance to maximize the skill effect. Gradia Favor is a unique skill. Water type magic attack on a single enemy times 3 XL and damage increased at max HP times 3. Yes, Giraldi, you have to use, if you want to keep stacking Estelle, use single target attacks. Try to keep using single target attacks until you have, a sufficient amount of stacked Estelle. Restore, continuing on. Max HP type 3. Restore all party members HP 3000, critical rate plus 100%, magical critical rate plus 100% for 3 moves. Strength is based on user's power. With the stealth stack, strength increase times 7 and inflict elemental break water for 3 stacks. Intendere. Preemptive deploy water stance and user's power plus 100%, and intelligence plus 100%, and speed plus 100%, and magic damage increase based on maximum MP for 1 turn. With a stealth stacked, buff turn increases times 5 and awaken zone. Iridescence. All party members max HP plus 30% and max MP plus 30%, and physical resistance plus 30%, and type resistance plus 30%, and grant shield. 3 turns, fixed value 3000. When Sacred Water Stance is deployed, buff and shield effect amount increased times 2. Slot number 3, part 3. The dual utility of praying and activating a skill in Link is remarkable. According to Backy. Stellar skill per transitre, I think, is how it's pronounced. Preemptive, begin praying 3 turns and water type magic attack on a single enemy times 3 XXL, strength based on user's power. If iridescence is learned, activate iridescence in Link. Praying effects. All party members gain Lunatic, Mind's Eye, and damage taken by all party members down 30%. In Stellar Burst, strength increase times 30 and Pierce Barrier, and single enemy's magic resistance down 50% until end turn, and dispel currently active zone and deploy Sacred Water Stance. How are we thinking? I'm just checking the chat real quick. Sorry for the awkward silence, making sure that I'm making sure everything's going smoothly. Additional ability after unlocking ability plus at battle start in front line with 4 water characters in front line gain Fulgor, and user gains shield. 5 turns, fixed value 6000. In Fulgor mode, skill strength times 2, remove after dealing damage with a learned skill. Some skills do not remove Fulgor. Now let's talk about Piggy, and we can see here for the first time. This is you able to see Piggy with a fluffy tail. Look at that fluffy tail. Squishy, squishy, squishy. Fluffy tail. While supporting Jilfunny, Piggy also actively deals damage. Auto skill, Rapid's Kick. Water type blunt attack on a single enemy XL, strength increased based on user's attack, max times 7. When Sacred Water Stance is deployed, strength further increased times 2 and charge stack plus 1. Charge skill, Todoroki Ranbu. Water type blunt attack on a single enemy times 6 XXL, strength increased based on user's attack, max times 30. With Jilfunny, Blade Saint in front line, grant shield 5 turns, fixed value 6000 to Jilfunny, and Jilfunny enters Fulgor. Aura, Point Drill. Target all party members activates when Sacred Water Stance is deployed. All party members single enemy attack damage plus 20%. Good for those, once again, stacking up those, keeping those stacks up for those single target attacks. Aura Still Heart. All party members activates during a ground type environmental effect. All party members MP plus 30%. And to summarize, try to keep the battle situation in Jilfunny's favor. At battle start, be sure to have water-type allies in the front to stack Estelle. Deploy Sacred Water Stance, pick Piggy as a sidekick to take advantage of Aura's effect. Allies should deal single-target attacks to stack zone ability Point Drill to boost damage. Use Gratia Favor as the main skill, and also use Stellar Skill when the timing is right. I recommend choosing the last skill according to the situation. So, some examples of compatible allies include Mazrika. She is good at single target attacks and water type support. Dreamweaver Dunarith, mainly as a defender and a healer. And Flamlapis AS, L Seal, or Lele AS to provide buffs, firepower, etc. when Jilfunny can't. There you have it. Now, in other news, you may have already heard, but the story characters balance is going to be adjusted upward. Skills of eligible characters will be adjusted upward. Please check the in-game notices for full information on this. Yes, we are picking up the main story characters' skills here. But what do we think? Let's go back real quick. I think we've now finally gotten we now have a full introduction to Jilfunny. What do you think? And of course, not to leave out, her sidekick, Piggy. I have to imagine Piggy sleeps on his tail, right? Why wouldn't you? All right, let's talk about the encounters. For version 3.8.0, I mean, this main story arc really has done a great job with between Gunce, Piggy. They're really some really great sidekicks. Fateful Encounter, Ally Encounter, Jilfunny with Piggy. Jilfunny 5-star appears Stellar Awakened as a pickup bonus. Encounter after Stellar Awakening to receive an additional 10 Shadow Points. Jilfunny 5-star will appear at a rate of 10% on the 10th encounter. And you can encounter Sidekick Piggy by encountering Jilfunny. After that, we have Fateful Encounter Luring Shadow Special Edition. With this one, you are guaranteed to encounter one of the featured 5-star classes, as you can see them here, as characters on the 10th encounter. There is no pickup bonus for these kinds of encounters. As a note, we have a Sadeh, as I've called it before, a Star Dream encounter. You will receive Star Dream's piece after a Star Dream counter. You can select and encounter one of all 5-star Dream characters released as of version 3.6 by using the Star Dream's piece. Some examples of those you can see in the art here. And then we have Whisper of Time. This Whisper of Time is run a little bit differently. Before it was a 10, you would pull 10 times and then you'd get a 5-star. This one is different. There's no 5-star, but you are getting a free encounter for 20 days instead of 10 days. So for this time, characters that have appeared in encounters up to version 3.7 are going to be included in that, which you can see. And now, let's talk about some campaigns. First, speaking of getting characters, we have the main story Part 3, Volume 3 campaign. Start Part 3, Volume 3 to get one of the 5-star characters that newly arrived in encounters from version 3.0.1 to version 3.7. Now, the duration of this will be from the version 3.8 update through July 31st. 2:59 p.m. This one I'm looking forward to. I have none of these characters. You know, a lot of these. I'm not trying to flex or anything, but a lot of these campaigns I've had all the characters that were available in the free draw. I don't have any of these characters, so I am very much looking forward to starting this one. In addition, today's item will be increased between June 5th and July 15th. If you log in every single day between those dates, you will be picking up 2,000 Chrono Stones in the process. Now, for one more quick update before we introduce something real quick. Sort of a quality of life update here. We have mass trading is going to be implemented from this update. You can receive items from NPCs in a batch. You can specify the number of items to receive from an NPC, receive them in a batch. This feature will be added to past content over the course of time, not necessarily all at the same time, but there will be some exceptions there. Now. Before we move on, I have a special guest. You've met him in pretty much every another Eden Live, at least in his cartoon and battle tips form. Backy, we recently asked a number of questions of him to test his global version knowledge, and we have the results here for you. So let me play for you a little video with how that went. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did.
最新情報をハイペースでお届けしてきたので、ちょっとバッキー一息つきたくありませんか？
まあ、いきなりですな。まあでも、そうですね。はい。
というわけで、突然ですが、クイズコーナーということで、はい、クイズが大好きなバッキーのために、アナザーエデンにまつわるクイズを用意したんですが、ただのクイズだと面白くないので、グローバル版の特別クイズを用意しました。最近ちょっとね、バッキーが日本の放送や X で活躍しているんで、ちょっとグローバル版を知り尽くしているか、ちょっとプロデューサーとして不安なんですよね。
失礼だな。まあでも、楽しそうですよね。
はい。
なので、視聴者の皆さんも一緒に考えてみてください。
はい。
はい。
ということで、グローバル版の運営をやってるんだから、まあ当然、全問正解でお願いしますね。
全問正解するとなんかいいことはあるんですか？
さあ、では第1問。はい、じゃあまず第1問、こちら。ででん。はい、次の英語版ボイスは誰のセリフでしょう？まずはこちらをお聞きください。
You know who I hate? Bosses.
どうですか？
じゃもう一回聞かせてください。
You know who I hate? Bosses.
単語とかはちょっと拾っていただいて。1でいいですか？
いいさ。
いいですね。
いいよ。
はい。じゃあ、バッキーの回答は1の口縄ということで、正解は、はい、2のヤクモでした。
だと思ったんだよな。
はい。じゃあ、ガンガンいきますよ。はい。続いて第2問、こちら。はい。また、次の英語版ボイスは誰のセリフでしょう？こちらをお聞きください。
Witness the dance of my peoples!
すごい苛烈じゃん。もう一回ですか？
Witness the dance of my peoples!
ごめんなさい、もう一回ですか？あと少し何か聞こえなそうなんですよ。
Witness the dance of my peoples!
はい。これはもう3ですよ。
3回聞いて。はい。じゃあ悩んだ末に3のポムということで、はい。正解は、はい。1のメルピピアでした。
そうな。すごいな。
はい。まあ、すごいユニークなキャラですからね。はい。いろんなセリフがあるということで、はい。じゃあ第3問。はい。こちら。次の英語版ボイスは誰のセリフでしょうか？
ボイスばっか。
はい。ボイスの問題はこちら最後ですので、はい。ではこちらをお聞きください。
My strings hum to a heartbeat drum.
もう一回お願いします。
My strings hum to a heartbeat drum.
ストリングって言ったけど、みんな弦持ってんだよな。
せっかく拾ったのに。
でも、これごめんなさい。僕はね、多分分かった気がします。これは1です。
お、1の愛車。
はい、これは1です。
じゃあ正解発表いきますよ。はい。はい、正解は、はい、1番の愛車でした。はい、喜びもひとしおですよね。はい。はい、じゃあ、ボイスの問題はここまでということで、じゃあ続いて第4問。はい、いきますよ。じゃあ、こちら。はい、ここからは各言語で記載されているスキルが誰のものか当てる問題になります。次の英語のスキルは、誰でしょうか？
バイアフォースみたいなやつでしょ？
まあ4つもあるんでね。
じゃあもうこれはアシュティア・ネーソンですよ。これは大丈夫ですよ。ディメンションボムって書いてありますよ。
はい。じゃあ3番のアシュティアということで。
もう絶対そうですよ。
はい、じゃあ正解はこちら。はい、3番のアシュティアでした。はい、さすがですね。はい、じゃあ次の問題いきますよ。よし。はい、第5問。はい、今度は反対字ということで、はい、ちょっとレベルが上がったかと思うんですが、こちらのスキルは誰のスキルでしょうか？
これはですね、んかちゃんです。んかちゃんです。
即答ですね。
はい。
はい、ということで、じゃあ正解発表、こちら。 はい、2のサザンカでした。これちょっとバトルは強いですね。はい。じゃあ、スキル問題。最後の第6問ですね。
嫌な予感すんな。
なんかちょっと察しがついてるかもしれないんですけど、はい、こちら。はい、韓国語での出題ですね。次のスキルは誰のスキルでしょうか？はい、読み取ってください。
ですね、1ではないです。
ほう。
はい、1ではないです。で、
多分シエルだと思うんですよね。
うるさいな。全部シエルだよ。
はい。
これは、2番目のスキル、左から2番目のスキルですね。ここが注目です。
ほう。
はい。
ということは
違う、これ1だ。1。
1じゃないとか言ってましたけど、
1。
本当に
?1。
じゃあ、1番でいいですね。
多分1。頼むよ。
1でいいんですか？じゃあ
僕、この間レベル100にしたんですよ、シエル。
ああ、はいはいはい。
1ですよ、これ。
じゃあ1ということで。
はい。
いいですね。
頼むよ。
はい。
うん。
じゃあ答えは、はい、1番でした。
めっちゃ嬉しい。
はい、スキル名クイズ全問正解ということで。
イエーイ。
はい、すごいですね。
ただ、ボイスは全然わかんなかったです。
はい。次ちょっと最後の問題。
まだあんの？
はい。ちょっと、こちらですね、はい、最後の問題なんで、放送では回答を控えますので、皆さんもコメントで回答してみてねということで。
あ、なるほど。
はい。ちょっとバッキーもガチンコなので、ぜひ正解してくださいということで、はい、最後の問題、こちらです。はい、グローバル版と周年キャラクターといえばもうバッキーということで、はい、4人のキャラクエ名と、キャラクターを正しく組み合わせてくださいということで、1から順番にこう、ABCD でお答えいただければと思います。はい、もうこれはもうね、
一番簡単。
はい、そうですよね。もうこれもバッキーといえばこれだろうということで、
もう、
はい。
メリサ・ウェイのエヴァは、で、まあもう。
P は後で編集で入れるんで。
編集で入れてくれるんですね。
はい。バッキーはそのまま読んでいただいて。はい。
さっと。
いや、もうね、はい。大好きなキャラクターばっかりですから。
はい。エニーは、エニからいきます。
まあ、じゃあ一回失礼しましょう。はい。エニから。はい。エニは
?3 のエニは、B の性質の小部屋です。
ほう。はい。とすると
1から順に ABCD で答えてくださいって言ってるから。
はい。メリッサとかまたりつけたいですね、じゃ
あ。上から答えればいいんですよね。
はい。上からメリッサ、エヴァ、エニ、メルビピアの順で、ABCD。例えばもう ABCD とか DCBA とか答えてもらえれば。
ちょっと待って、1が一番むずいんだよな。いきます。
はい、どうぞ。お、バッキーの回答は、
これすごいいやらしくないですか？並び。
いや、並びは、ね、左は普通に登場順ですけども。
いや、合ってると思うんだけど。
はい、ということで、バッキーの回答は、出そったんですけども、はい。こちらですね、最後の問題は、後日 SNS で発表しますので、はい、
気になるじゃないですか。
お楽しみということで、はい、皆さんもいろんな回答がね、はい、投稿していただければと思いますということで、はい、以上になるんですが、はい、ちょっと今のね、第7問のところは、一旦置いとくと、バッキーは、はい、ボイスのところはちょっと散々だったんですけども、はい、スキル名のところでしっかり挽回したということで、じゃあ皆さん何問正解できたでしょうかということで。
はい、これはもう皆さんも楽しんでいただけたら嬉しいです。
はい。それではまた次の放送やビオデータでお会いしましょう。バイバイ。
A valiant effort. Everybody give it a hand up there for Backy. Look, like, I gotta say, say what you will about the first few episodes. I'm certain that I would not perform as well on a quiz based off the Japanese version as Backy just did on the US version. So well done once again to Backy. So now, what I'd like to do, as I told you before, I said, hey, show of hands, who wants to see the trailer one more time so we can pull it apart, pick it apart, analyze it. Let's do that right now. I'm going to replay for you the trailer for part 3. See if you can pick up anything you didn't notice the first time around.
時のなる木は目覚め、翼持てる獣は解き放たれた。そして今、黄金の剣が久遠の輝きを得る。アルドお兄ちゃんがいつも言う通りだ。決してもう後には戻れない。前に進むしかないんだ。私たちは何があろうと。あの日届けられなかった思いはいつだって胸に響いてる。叶わなかった夢もなくしてしまった願いも私は忘れないよ。覚えてるよ、ずっと。
誰が呼んだか、狂人のジルファニー。命が惜しければそこをどきなさい。
どてっぱらに風穴開けてやろう。
汚れも悲しみも憎しみも嘘も疑いも遠く遠く手放して、その時魔の剣オーガデン、あなたは私に何を求めるの？
So on the rewatch, maybe for some of you, I think some of you came in a little bit later. Perhaps that was the first time being able to watch that for some of you. But for those, for you and for anybody watching that for the second time, did you pick up anything that you missed on the first time? Missed some subs and read them this time. So, pretty soon we have a reveal that is big enough that we need to make sure that we do it at around the same time as the Japan stream. Now, for full transparency, the Japan stream has not revealed this yet either, and therefore I'm not going to as well. We're going to wait and try to do this right at the same time. So stay tuned because that's coming up very, very soon. But in the meantime, while we are, I guess, waiting for our colleagues to catch up here, I'd like to turn the floor over to you all. Do you have any questions, I guess, for me? Songs? Do you want to hear dating system? Obviously, I cannot speculate as to the reveal of any characters or future updates that haven't been revealed yet. So When will Scott be playable? I would love to tell you, but once again, that's speculation on a potential, probably not happening, future character in the game. So unfortunately, I won't be able to. I will not be able to handle that. How much have I completed? I am about up to. I'm caught up as far as the main story is concerned. I'm caught up. There are some episodes that I haven't quite gotten to yet. But yeah. But enough about me. I think that's enough questions. We can go ahead, I think, and talk about what's coming up in future updates. Who's coming up next? Any thoughts? Any ideas? I feel like I've seen chat share a bunch of thoughts and a bunch of ideas. The next to arrive. Actually, before we get to this, I have new music. Perhaps this will give a hint. Perhaps it won't. Who is coming up next? Minalca's Another Style will arrive. The Outlaw bears her sharpened fangs, arriving in version 3.8.1. We have some comments here from the creator, from art team member K. The direction I got for Minalca was rough, punk, and outlaw. So I figured a spiked studded leather jacket was a must. You're right. And then arranged it to fit the world feel of Another Eden. The yellow and black colors warn that this person is dangerous and to stay away from her. Her weapon is meant to look like she cobbled together whatever she had on hand into a chainsaw, and then added an unnecessary scope too. She's kept the butterfly-like design elements of her normal style, and her accessories match with Tetra. I really put a lot of effort into her battle look too, so I hope you all will have fun tearing it up with her. Additionally, a familiar face is getting a stellar awakening here at a later date. Ewan. Let us summarize, shall we? So, main story, Part 3, Into the Hollow, Volume 3 releases June 6th. Jilfunny and her sidekick Piggy will arrive as in encounters, play the story, and get Fine's Another Style. Main characters' balance will be adjusted. The main characters' balance will be adjusted upwards. That's coming up. The Fateful Encounter Luring Shadow Special Edition will be available. A Stardream Encounter will be available. An Encounter Once a Day Whisper of Time will be available. A campaign in which you start Part 3, Volume 3, and get one of the 5-star characters that arrived between version 3.0.1 and version 3.7.0. The today's item will be increased. You can get a total of 2,000 Chrono Stones during that period that we mentioned. Plus, the mass trading feature will be introduced. Then, looking a little bit down the line, in version 3.8.1, Minalca's Another Style will arrive, and Ewan's 5-star class Negotiator will receive Stellar Awakening. Phew! And last, but not least, we have a Brilliant Encounter and Twin Destinies encounter. On the Brilliant Encounter, this is a free Chrono Stones encounter, 1,000 free Chrono Stones, one time only. a 4-star character or higher that can change into a 5-star character will be guaranteed on the 10th encounter. And for the Twin Destinies encounter, a normal style or extra style or parallel time layer ally 5-star are guaranteed on both of the 9th and 10th encounters. These start quite soon. Duration June 4th, 1 o'clock UTC. We started this, hold on. We started the stream at 10:30 a.m. UTC. That was about an hour ago. So that's about an hour and a half from now, I think. Did my accent change, Melody? What kind of accent did I go into? My mom's side of the family is from Kentucky, and every once in a while I will slip into a little bit of a southern accent. Yeah, it happens every once in a while. You learn a little bit about me. Somebody could have asked that question, but nobody did. I just had to offer it. Very soon, you will all know my deepest, darkest secrets. But until then, that does it for this edition of Another Eden Live. How about it? Thank you all so much for coming to hang out. I appreciate more Southern Scott, please. So here's the thing. Every once in a while, I will just kind of slip into a little bit of a Southern accent, and it's very subtle. If you're not paying attention, you probably would never notice. If I try to do it on purpose, it sounds condescending, and so I try not to. I try not to just go into it because I worry that I'm coming off in a way that I am not intending. But anyway, enough about me. This is not about my past or my... That doesn't stop me from doing really poor English or Australian accents, though, when we're talking about characters from another Eden. But that's neither here nor there. Thank you very much for coming today. I appreciate it. Appreciate all of you, as always, for tuning in, for supporting this project that we're doing, for keeping things going. This is number 34. We've nearly done 3 years, considering going about a one of these a month pace. That's nearly 3 years worth of Another Eden Lives. Now I think we've done it a little bit longer than that, because there have been a couple months that we have skipped, and we don't know if we started counting them. Anyway, thank you all so much for coming. I hope you enjoy the new update. I'm looking forward to playing it myself. I will see you next time on the next Another Eden Live. Until then, farewell. Bye-bye.